How are you doing, Jesus?
Good, good.
Happy Labor Day, bro. You
Thank
know,
you, man. Same to you. Let me work this out.
we're getting our work on the day to celebrate working. You're fighting Lubin. I hear that you're not taking him lightly. What's the mindset fighting a guy like Lubin?
Yeah, no, you can't take nobody lightly, man. Especially not at this level. The mindset right now is we have to dominate. We know that like I said, the guy's back against the wall. This is a do or die for him, basically. He's already got two losses. He's trying to build himself back up, so it could be one of his last chances. And I have to, prove myself as well that I'm better than Lubin and better and at a better level right now at this stage of my career.
I look at Lubin, and a few years ago, he was in the position you were in. He was viewed as a superstar, and then he
Yeah.
lost a few fights. Do you think that also makes him dangerous? That he relates to kind of the journey you're on, and he's there to spoil you because he was once you.
Yeah, yeah, correct. I do feel like that. And like I said, he's hungry. I'm sure he's hungry. He wants that title shot again and we'll see, I believe in myself too much and the work I'm putting in is I believe in the training camp that we've been having and I think everything's gonna go in our favor, man.
You win this fight, where does that put you in this division, in your opinion?
I think at the top, man, with Tszyu, uh, Charlo, all those guys, it's not much anymore. Brian Mendoza. There's not a lot of names anymore, man, and that's crazy. We're working our way up. Brian Castaño, all those guys. They're they're the they're the few that are up there right now.
Yeah, I forgot about Brian Castano. He doesn't really fight anymore. He's kind of like on an extended layoff right now. Because I'm gonna honestly say, I mean, you hold a win over Mendoza. To me, it's you and Tszyu are the best guys in the division if you win this fight.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I mean, and we'll see how he does against Brian Mendoza too. I think Brian Mendoza is a live dog in that fight, and I think
Okay,
it's interesting.
I gotta get your expert analysis, bro, because I respect your fighter IQ. Why do you say that? What about I think the same thing. I think that's a 50-50 fight. But talk me through what you're seeing.
I just see Brian Mendoza having a lot of boxing abilities. He can box. He's a great boxer, and he's got decent power. And we've seen Tim Tszyu get caught and dropped. When he fought Gaethje, he got dropped. So he's not an elusive target. He's gonna be there to get hit, and I feel like that favors Brian Mendoza. And I don't know. I think it's gonna be tough, man. He can move. Brian Mendoza has great footwork. We're gonna see how Tim Tszyu cuts the ring off. Um, how he applies the pressure with the fighter like Brian Mendoza. But I think we're gonna learn a lot from Tim Tszyu in this fight.
I keep hearing this word move. So what I'm hearing when you say move is you're wondering how Tim Tszyu can cut the ring off against someone that's got good footwork, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we haven't seen it. Tony Harrison in spots, but I feel like Tony Harrison didn't. His footwork just wasn't there that night. So with the guy that's a little fresher than Tony Harrison, we're gonna see how he really does.
Whole different type of question. Fighting on Canelo Alvarez card. To me, you're probably the most exciting Mexican American fighter emerging right now. You're fighting on the biggest Mexican icon in boxing since Chavez. What is this moment like, and kind of explain that, because I imagine you grew up watching Canelo fights.
Yeah, man, that's the crazy part. I grew up watching Canelo. When he started headlining his first, cards, everything, just his whole process. I remember watching him when he fought Cotto's brother, and they were talking about how he was gonna be, the next Mexican superstar. That people were high on him, and then just seeing him progress, and now me being on his undercard as a co-main event, it's just crazy, man. It's been a journey, but this is what it's all about, man. This is what hard work gets you. We've been dedicated and disciplined, and and we're here now, and we just gotta keep our foot on the gas, man. We gotta keep pushing. This is gonna be a huge moment. I'm really excited, man. I just go to sleep every night, just visualizing everything, fight week, fight night, everything. It's gonna be a great event, and I feel like it's gonna be a lot of exposure, which is why I want to look good, and why I want to dominate. So he's a worthy opponent, he's a great opponent, and if I can dominate him and make it look easy, it's gonna be even better for me.
You brought me back to that Canelo against Cotto's brother. It was Shane Mosley, Floyd Mayweather off the top of my head. I didn't think about this till you brought it up, but there's some parallels to you and Canelo in that situation. I'm not calling you Canelo. I'm not even completely comparing you, but this is the rising Mexican fighter on a huge card that a lot of people believe you are going to be a star. You're in a very similar spot to when you first saw Canelo.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and he did that for a while, I believe. He was on Mayweather's undercards for a while. So, that's I don't know. I just for me, it's huge. Just being in this stage. I mean, you remember we used to do the interviews when I was fighting the Bobo, and I was excited about those fights. So, I just love fighting, man. I love competing, and doing it at this stage, it just makes it even better. But I just love fighting. So I don't know, I just love everything that has to do with this. The journey, and I just want to keep growing and keep becoming a better fighter. I feel like I'm maturing a lot more. I feel like I still haven't hit my man strength, and when I do, I just feel like I'm gonna be even better. But I'm still growing. I'm still learning as a fighter, perfecting my craft, and just yeah, man, trying to be better than yesterday. That's all I'm focused on right now.
Think that you're speaking to something. You fought a lot of really good opponents on cards that I think a lot of fight fans missed. This is a
Yeah,
really good opponent on a card I don't think anyone's going to miss. And I think that that's what I'm hearing with your excitement.
yeah, it definitely, man. I feel like a lot of them have gone under the radar. Especially the Brian Mendoza win. I feel like a lot of people didn't, didn't watch that fight as well as the Vladimir fight. Vladimir Hernandez coming off a win over J Rock, uh,
Just beat Truck Simpson,
Angulo,
bro. He just beat
and beat
Truck
Chuck
Simpson.
Simpson. Exactly, yeah, and all those fights, that I've beat, and I feel like they've been under the radar. But I think this one, like you said, no one's gonna miss this fight, and that's what makes it even more exciting.
Do you have something special for the walkout? Have you thought about that with your vision?
That's crazy, man, that you brought that up. Just Saturday, we were sitting in the gym for an hour, man, just playing music after music, song after song, just hearing all types of music, something that would get the crowd, pumped up. And we're still deciding that, but yeah, we're visualizing something that's gonna get everybody pumped up, and I don't know if I'm gonna have someone walk me out or just a certain song, but we'll see, man. We're planning on something big too.
And you brought me back to I was once in a training camp with a fighter in a big fight, and the fight was of such a big magnitude that they practiced the ring walkout because the fighter had never had that
Yeah,
level of, and it sounds funny, but I was like, this is kind of ingenious because it's like they had like airplane noises going and to replicate the crowd
yeah,
and playing the thing because it was like that was one of the big hurdles was like how do you react, how do you not be too
yeah.
amped up because the crowd's like, oh my god, he's here. Is that something also that you're thinking about is how do you not come out and try to stop a guy in one round with this crowd that is screaming to see Canelo? They're like, we want to see Canelo, and you're coming out and you're Mexican fighter. How do you contain your excitement?
Yeah, man, that's I think it's hard. It's one of the hardest things to deal with, especially because, like you say, I mean, you're in the back warming up, and then you focus, you got your game plan, and you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna walk out and just follow the game plan. But then as soon as you're walking out, you see everybody, excited. You forget about it. You just want to please the crowd. But that's something I've been here before. That's something that I've learned that I can't do. I've been here. I've like I said, I'm maturing as a fighter. So that's something that you learn, and that's something that you have to learn on the job. And that's what I've learned, and that's what I've been maturing, especially with these fights that I've been on. These cards, it's helped me a lot to just kind of develop that, that just stay calm, focus on just that tunnel vision. And it's hard, but once you get it down, man, you don't hear anybody else. You don't see nobody else but your opponent, and that's the zone that we gotta get in for this fight as well.
I think that sequence of the Santamaria fight followed by Joey Spencer really matured you as a fighter, because like I feel like you were a little immature for the Santamaria fight. Then you felt very disrespected by Joey, but you didn't really show it until you got in the ring. I feel like you held all of your frustration of being like, you're going to call me out? Really, bro? You think I suck? And you brought that into that fight.
Yeah, man, yeah, man, that was exactly the case. I was even disappointed with the Santa Maria fight, because of that. He had to beat my uncle, and I actually let those emotions get the better of me. I wanted to knock him out. I didn't perform the way I wanted to, and I was just, man, it almost felt like I had lost the fight. I wasn't proud of myself, and so it was a tough victory. Not in the way that I had to go through a war, but just the aftermath. Just trying to trying to be proud of myself. I wasn't. I knew I could have done it way better. So when Joey Spencer called me out, I said, okay, I knew I was on a different level, but I said I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna beat him, and I'm gonna show him. And he, like you said, he was saying that he was more athletic than me, he was stronger than me. He was just making all his comments, and I was just listening to them, and I was like, okay, whatever. And on fight night, I was like, this is where he pays for everything. This is where it all goes down. Now is when it really matters. And even when I dropped him in that first round, man, I was like, I can't finish him right now. It's not fair, that it ends in one round. So I was just praying he got up. And when I looked back and I saw, he's getting up and he was good, I was like, okay, yeah, this is where it gets real. And I enjoyed that fight, man. I gave him I gave him angles. I different looks. I just wanted to show I was a superior fighter in all aspects.
Feel like there's two types of good work I hear about in sparring. There's the even work, and then there's the guys that people put on. That reminded me of someone saying, "Oh, that guy's good work," because like you got to display everything that you could do in that fight. How far are you from a world title, bro?
Man, you know what? Right now it's hard. It's difficult because of the char, the belt being tied up with Charlo and everything. Me myself, I obviously if I was to fight for a world title after this fight, I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm matured, but I feel like the longer it takes for me to get a world title, the better it's gonna be because I'm just gonna keep learning. I'm gonna keep growing, and especially with fighters like Lubin, I think I'm gonna even when the Joey Spencer fight, man, I learned a lot. This fight, I'm gonna learn a lot, and I'm aware. I feel like that's the one thing about me. I'm always aware of everything, so I'm aware of what's good, what's bad, and I'm soaking it all in, and I'm growing, and I'm digesting everything. I'm just taking all the good and the bad. So when it does come, I'm gonna be ready, man. They can take care of all of that. They can, PBC can be in charge of that, but they're not gonna be in charge of how ready I am. That's something I'm gonna control, and that's I'm gonna be ready.
Has Lubin said anything in the build up to this fight that's caught your attention, or has it just been a very professional? We're just getting ready.
Yeah, it's been very professional. I didn't I didn't see any I didn't take anything, from the press conference. Just the fact that I feel like he didn't say what he was supposed to say, and to get me on edge. I feel like he just I mean the comment he made about the Charlo, about, him taking the step up with Charlo and history repeating itself. I feel like none of it made sense. I feel like if he really wanted for me to be scared or feel threatened in some kind of way, he would have said something like, man, I'm working my ass off. I got my back against the wall. This is my last chance, and I'm coming. Something like that. Then I would have been like, oh, he's taking this serious. He's coming. He's hungry. But I mean, he never said anything like that. And that's where I mean, there's different things you gotta look for. And that's what I've been learning too, man. Like Joey Spencer, he was, I want to show him the better prospect. I'm hungry and this and that, and I want to elevate to the next level. That was something I was like, okay, this guy is serious. This guy's coming to fight it. But with Lubin, it was more of like, what are you talking about? History repeating itself. He's not Charlo. Charlo was undefeated. Charlo was a champion. Charlo was, a strong 27-year-old. Lubin is not the same as Charlo. So it doesn't add up. It's not. I
Body
don't think
language
he.
doctor Lukie, do you think that Lubin's maybe still coming to terms with that loss, and that's why he's bringing it up? Is that something that he feels like the world is still talking about, so he wants to address it?
Maybe, maybe, and if so, that's his problems. Um, that's on him. But that's what I took from him, from his comments on in the press conference. But like I said, I mean, I never felt disrespected or anything like that. This has been professional so far, and that's how I like to keep it, man. I'm not gonna get in his face. I'm not gonna trash talk. I'm not gonna talk down on him. I'm not here for that. I'm here to showcase my talent in the ring, and that's what really matters. I believe. I've been working extremely hard to get in that ring and show everything. So I'm not gonna sit around and tell them I'm gonna do this and that to you. I'm just gonna go out there and do it.
Is it wrong that I do want to see someone trash talk you and get in your face? Because I feel like you're the quiet assassin who's going to be very, very, very excited to like fight someone if they do that, but you're going to be very, very boring for the most part when they try to do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I am because I wasn't raised like that. If I'm gonna do something about it, and unfortunately, I can't do anything about it that instant. If he gets in my face, I can't do anything about it till fight night, and that's when it really matters, and that's when I'm really gonna do something about it, and that's what, like I said, when it's gonna really matter.
Um, just a couple more that I was thinking of. When you looked into the eyes of Lubin, when you faced off, what did you think of his physical build? What did you see in him? Was there anything notable or did anything surprise you?
No, nothing surprised me. He is he's around my size. Um, he's he's big. He looks strong. So yeah, I mean, nothing surprised me. I knew he was gonna be a strong fighter. He's gonna be. I figured he's gonna be around my size too. We're gonna be around the same height. So yeah, no, nothing. I didn't take anything from him, and nothing, no surprises.
I think the gold standard of that is Antonio Orozco versus Jose Ramirez. He had missed weight before, and I thought he was a massive guy, and he's shorter than Jose. And I'm like, wait, how did this guy miss weight? Like, you could possibly fight at lightweight. Like, I remember thinking, like, wait, how is this possible? So none of those type of things. Final thing, Terrence Crawford, best fighter in the world. Obviously, you kind of came through that camp to learn how to run your camp. Can you talk a little bit about how Crawford laid a foundation for this run that you're going to go on over the next couple of years?
Yeah, definitely. I think he impacted all of us in a positive way, man. Him and his team. Before we joined his training camp, we were, I mean, we were working hard, but we didn't know how to do it. We were getting up at 5 in the morning, going to go run, coming back doing strength and conditioning at 9, then coming to boxing in the afternoon. It was too much, and we weren't, and at the same time we weren't doing anything meaningful. But when we went over there, it was like they had everything down, man. They had everything down, everything set up. It was a routine, and we learned from it, man. We learned everything that they did. They were it was also a lot of like everyone was working together, pushing themselves. I think that's the key thing. Like right now we have about 8, 10 guys in training camp with me, and they're all pushing each other. We're competing each other. Everything's competitive. So we're all pushing each other. We're all taking each other to the next level, and that I mean, I think it's hard when you're doing training camp by yourself. You're not pushing yourself like that. You're not going through it like that. But with us, everything's together. We're pushing each other, giving each other advice. We're just there for each other, and just the routine that we have, everything that we're following. It's been a great build up. We've been building up. We're gonna peak in another week and bring it down. Everything that we've been doing right now is we've learned from him, and I can't thank them. I can't thank them enough. We've been setting up our training camps how they did it. We have a great strength and conditioning coach here as well, Jamie Belt, which he used to work with them, and now he's here with us. So, man, everything's been going great, man.
Perfect. Now I gotta throw you the clickbait question because we got to try to get that visibility. What if in a hypothetical world Canelo fought Crawford? What would that mean to you to be featured on that card?
That'd be big, man. And I don't think it's that crazy because Crawford is a strong man. He's strong. He's got his ring IQ is crazy. And being on that card, man, that'd be huge. I think that I'd be honored, man, to be on that card. I really would. Man, I hadn't even thought about that.
Look at me. I'm foreshadowing things, but I mean, like realistically, if you're gonna be a Mexican American superstar, you're gonna start to take over some of these fight spots on Canelo undercard pay-per-views while he's with PBC. And I mean, what better fight card ever if Crawford lands that? Why not put you in the co-feature for your first world title? How about that?
Yeah.
World title fight on the undercard. What gets more fans excited than a world title fight before this mega fight?
Yeah, man, that's huge. They should hire you as a matchmaker, man. You, you
Oh,
foreshadowing a
well,
great
send
fight.
my resume in. It only costs like 100,000 or something. So I mean, I'm very cheap, very reasonable, and very knowledgeable. But I mean, I just think that from a standpoint, a lot of people are going to be watching that, and you got a fan-friendly style. You're a great fighter, and I just think it's a no-brainer because I think Crawford and Canelo should happen because it's just friggin' fun, and those are the fights that need to happen. And I think, like, let's say you versus Tszyu. Imagine that fight. That would be like Floyd versus Canelo, Danny Garcia, Lucas Matisse. Everybody
Yeah,
got to go home in a Lamborghini.
yeah, yeah. That was a great card. I remember that card, man. That was crazy. Yeah, but you're right, man. That'd be a stacked card as well. And I mean, it's a huge responsibility, man. What you're saying that, and I thank you for saying that I'm a great boxer. I appreciate that, man. But it's a huge responsibility, and that's why we're staying disciplined. That's why we're staying dedicated because we want all of that, man. I really do. I dream with all of that. So it's a huge responsibility. We just got to stay dedicated, disciplined, and I believe it's all gonna come together.
And you want to know, for those listening, why Jesus Ramos is so scary in the ring? Because he doesn't lip wrestle or tongue tassel people. He's very restrained. He's very respectful. And those are always the guys that are the scariest people. It's never the guy that's
Right.
going to chihuahua you. It's never the guy that's going to talk you to death with what they're going to do. This is someone that feels those same anxieties, can still manage to be polite and respectful. And then when he enters the ring, he harbors all of that anxiety into performance. That is why you're a scary dude, bro.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, definitely. I've never been one to talk, but yeah, I do like to. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's just something. We were talking about that the other day too. It's like, you know, I don't know. People, my sparring partners were like, you're nice, and then it's like your dad just changes the chips on you or something before you go out there for sparring. It's like you transform. And I hadn't thought about that like that, but yeah, it's once I'm in that ring, man, everything's different. And like I said, I just feel like that's where it all matters. Other than that, you just gotta be respectful of everybody.
I feel like
It
you're the
it only
classic guy that could ruin someone because they could underestimate you because you come in super polite, respectful, and then you get in and you drop a guy in 3 rounds and multiple times, and they're like, "What happened?" And then you go, "Hey, man, how are you doing?" It's like I feel like you're the guy that gets underestimated a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I do feel like I get underestimated, and I feel like I've been under the radar for so long just because I don't trash talk, and I don't see myself doing it either. Not for attention and not for more followers or nothing like that. I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing. I'm gonna stay disciplined and dedicated until my time comes, man. And like I said, I'm just here because I love boxing. I love competing and gonna keep competing, keep being better man than yesterday.
Would you go to Australia to fight Tszyu?
Yeah, especially if he's got the world title. He's gonna fight for the WBO. So yes, if that's where the world title is at, then I'll do it. I'll go to Australia.
I thought you were going to tell me if there's enough zeros as long as there's a one in front of one of them.
No, no, man. As long as the title's there, man, that's all that matters. Right now, we'll worry about the money later. But right now, I want that. I want that for my legacy. I want to be a world champion.
How many divisions do you think it's possible for you to be a world champion in?
I feel like at least three. At least three. All the way up to 168. I think it's doable. I think 175 maybe might be pushing it, but I think three for sure. And that's actually my ultimate goal. Become undisputed in three weight classes and maybe step out. Call it a career, but we'll see. We'll see at what age I do that in.
So you got the Crawford goal. Crawford recently said he wants to be 3 division undisputed. So your goal is the same as Crawford. So you're starting at 154 and you got to pick up some belts because I don't think Charlo's ever coming back to 54. So I think it's going to be anarchy for a little bit. And then middleweight is atrocious. So that's very doable in the near future.
Yeah, and then yeah, exactly, and then 168, man. That's the ultimate. What's the ultimate goal? So three undisputed in three weight classes. I think it's legit. We gotta leave a great legacy, and that's the goal. That's the goal right now. And that's what I'm working towards every day to that ultimate goal.
Okay, well, I'm excited, bro. I love that you're getting this spot. I didn't expect you to get the co-main event, but I think it's awesome that you got the co-main event because